Welcome to TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe. Joining me now, Izzy Esser with City Dogs. Love City Dogs. Love the kennel here in Cleveland. Izzy, who do we have here today?
This is Mystique. She's one of our many adoptable dogs right now.
Yeah.
She's been looking for a home for a couple months now. Really sweet, fun, compact dog. I think she'd love an active home, but she's also really smart and affectionate too.
Super duper friendly.
Super friendly. Ran right up, wanted to say hi. She's literally bending over backwards to get as many pets as she can. But that's not a chew toy, ma'am.
No, I am not a chew toy.
Come here, sit.
I loved you in X-Men, by the way. What's the biggest problem facing City Dogs right now?
So, City Dogs is the adoption program for Cleveland Animal Care and Control. Animal Control here is an open intake shelter. So we have to take in dogs that are found as strays. So the challenge that creates is we can fill up really fast.
Yeah.
Last week was really busy. We had over 100 dogs come in a 7-day period. And, you know, it's public safety, it's animal control. So we can't turn those dogs away regardless of, you know, age, breed, size, temperament. We do our best by each one, but that becomes a challenge. So we work really hard to, you know, find adopters to get the dogs back into their homes because a lot of them are missing from families.
Yeah.
We work with a lot of great rescue partners too, who will often take dogs from us in the foster homes. Sit. I know you can sit. But a lot of the time we really just need to find, you know, adopters to come in and help us give homes to these really great deserving dogs.
Yeah.
So that's our big challenge right now.
Are the majority of dogs that come in from animal control, or do some people just say we can't handle a dog, and do some people actually come and drop off their dogs?
We primarily focus, oh my goodness, we're a little bit mixed up here, ma'am. We focus on strays. So mostly it's lost and found dogs, but sometimes we'll end up with dogs who are coming from a sort of neglected situation or abandoned. We have been seeing some pretty sad situations where dogs haven't been cared for lately, but vast majority are just lost and found, and people fall on hard times, or maybe they don't know to look here, and the dogs end up here, but that's where most of them come from.
What can we do to help get these dogs their forever home?
Please spread the word. I mean, if you know anybody that's looking for a dog or a new family member, a great time to adopt, and let them know about City Dogs. We have, I want to say, about 100 dogs looking for homes right now. We've got puppies, like I think our youngest right now is about 3 months old. We've got a lot of dogs in that year or two range, so young adult, which can be a lot of fun, like Mystique here. She would love an active family. She's kind of that teenage phase where obviously she wants something to do. She wants a playmate. She wants to run, and she's super smart. I'm trying to get her to attention so she can show off all her tricks, but there's a lot going on. She's very excited.
She's excited.
And we've got some seniors right now too. If you're looking for a more like laid back, easygoing dog, we can make those recommendations. We've got a lot of really wonderful volunteers and our staff who interact with the dogs every day. Sometimes they get to go on sleepovers, walks, events. So we really try to get to know them so that when people come in, our adoption counselors can say, oh, you know, you're looking for a run buddy, Mystique, or you're looking for a couch potato. Maybe Nicholas is a dog we have who's an old man who's lovable. And we try to really work with people to like find their, you know, a good fit for their lifestyle. So if you're thinking about it, that's kind of how we work. But, you know, just spreading the word. If you want to make a contribution to Friends of City Dogs, we can always use that type of support if you're not in a position to adopt. Volunteering is a great way. We have an orientation coming up, I think actually this Wednesday. It's on our Facebook page if you look it up. I'm blanking on the exact time.
That's fine.
But yeah, lots of ways to help.
Now, before the dogs are ready to be adopted, they make sure they're checked out, they get taken care of. Talk about that process.
So every dog, we hold them for a short period of time to give owners a chance to come forward, which hopefully they do. Every dog gets a basic medical assessment, a basic behavior assessment, and then they're handled and interacted with daily. So all the dogs come with a microchip, a Cuyahoga County license, basic vaccinations. They're all spayed or neutered, and that's all for $61. So that's our adoption fee.
Well, Izzy, if people want more information on adopting a great pup like Mystique here, where can they go?
We're very active on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, City Dogs Cleveland. You can find posts there. You can also go to the Cleveland City website, find us under Animal Control. There's a lot of information about City Dogs there as well. All
right, Izzy, thank you so much.
Thank you so
much. Great dogs you have.
Yeah, no, she would love to find an active home.
Mystique, you ready? All right, I'm gonna play with Mystique, but here's what's coming up on TV20 News. Good dog. As we wrap up Hispanic Heritage Month, we share a story of determination. We'll tell you about one judge's challenging but rewarding journey from a thriving attorney in Puerto Rico to finding success again in the U.S. From orthopedic procedures to delivering a baby, local youth had hands-on experience thanks to the Thriving Youth Medical Series. Plus, we visit the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo to learn about a nationwide mission to save a toad on the brink of extinction.
And This is for the first time that the city of Cleveland, City Hall, is opening the doors for all the vendors, all the people gathered together as a one family. So here we have full vendor dancers. We're celebrating as part of the Hispanic Heritage Month culture. So everybody's welcome to understand and dance with us and join to our culture.
It was a lively day inside City Hall's Rotunda. It was filled with dancers, music, and local food vendors for Cultural Day during Hispanic Heritage Month. And as Hispanic Heritage Month comes to a close, we want to introduce you to a Cleveland woman who is a shining example of determination and the American dream. Her story is one that proves it's never too late to start over and that your past doesn't define your future. Gabby Hart from the Cleveland Municipal Court brings us her story.
I'm thinking this is impossible.
A Cleveland Municipal Court Judge, Jasmine Torres Lugo, is living proof that nothing is impossible. Born and raised in Puerto Rico, she was already a successful attorney. But when she moved to the U.S. in the early 90s, she felt like she had to start from scratch.
That's when I went back to my roots, to my family, to my principles. You have the education. What you need is in you.
Her biggest hurdle, the language barrier.
Hello, hi, I did. But I was not at the level to have a conversation or to take the bar.
And you mentioned to me that when you first came, when you were first learning English, that some people were laughing at you.
They will laugh at me. They made me feel underestimated and overlooked because they don't know who I am, right? They don't know I was an attorney and I am an attorney, but they judge me for the way I was talking.
But Judge Torres Lugo isn't one to give up. She was fueled by the desire to succeed for her two children.
It was tough to do it, but I had to. I had no choice but to do it. I didn't come here to fail. Right? I knew I had to do it. And I had children. I had two children then. And so they are my inspiration always.
Her hard work paid off. Within just 4 years, she learned English and started studying for the Ohio bar exam. She went on to become an attorney, opened her own law firm, and then, in 2017, she was elected to the Cleveland Municipal Court, a true trailblazer. She now holds the title of the first Hispanic woman to ever win a judicial seat in Northeast Ohio.
I'm very honored for the opportunity given to me. I know it's bigger than me. Because it belongs to the community. It shows how the community has progressed and is being inclusive and welcoming and embracing and understanding.
Judge Torres Lugo says the struggles she faced made her a better person and a better judge.
I want to be the judge that I look at you as a human being.
Her people-first approach is evident in the compassion that she shows from the bench. She leaves everyone who comes into her courtroom with a simple yet powerful message.
Be like Nike, just do it. Don't think about it, change it. You have control of your life. That chapter, there is always a chapter that needs to be written. So, and the only one that can write it is you. So how can I help you?
For the Cleveland Municipal Court, I'm Gabby Hart, reporting.
Well, today is the 19th anniversary of the celebration of Italian American Heritage Month in Cleveland. We gather today for the launch of Italian American Heritage Month in Cleveland and to pay tribute to individuals and companies that exemplify the strong will, unwavering spirit, hard work, determination, and pride of our culture and our people.
October is National Italian American Heritage Month. It's celebrated every year in the U.S. City Hall held an event to mark the occasion and to recognize the cultural impact and significant contributions of Italian immigrants and their descendants to the United States. Now it's time for our employment segment. I'm here at the centers where I'm going to learn about the resources and help they offer to people looking for a job. Joining me now is Melissa Rossanello. You're the Vice President of Workforce here. Melissa, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for having us.
Talk about the centers. What is it, your mission? What do you do for the community?
So the centers has been around for over 100 years, and it is centered around health and wellness, early learning, workforce, and youth residential services. And so all of those services provide wraparound services for our students and our job seekers who are looking for work and looking for health care.
Well, let's talk about the workforce. If someone comes in trying to get back into the job market, how does that process go? How do you help?
So anybody who is looking for employment can come to us and get assistance. There's a very short process to get some information about our program to make sure that it's the right fit for them as well. Not only do we want them to sort of interview us, we interview them to make sure that they're ready to commit to the program and to their own journey to find employment. Once they are in the centers, no matter what door they come through, so they can come through any door at the centers and they'll have access to all centers services. Once they're in our workforce, if they need supports with their mental health or with healthcare, we provide that because you really can't get a job unless you're healthy, and getting a job actually helps your health. And then once you have a job and you are feeling good about having a job, being able to take care of your family, we also provide early learning services. So you have a place where you can trust that your child will have really good early learning education so that you can go to work and feel good about where they're at while you are taking care of your family.
So it sounds like the center stays with the client every step of the way and then beyond.
From the time they start with us through up to a year after they're done. So when someone comes in and we get them a job, we actually stay with them for up to a year with their employer to make sure that they can stay in that job. We support them with anything that might get in their way, that might cause them to lose that employment. For all kinds of things can happen. You could you're just getting to work late because you're having some car trouble, those kind of things. And we want to stay with somebody. And we also want to work with the employers very closely to make sure that the employer can call us and we can support both the employer and the client so that they can keep that job. And then obviously they can stay with center services outside of workforce beyond that and continue to receive the help that they need for their families.
One of the biggest keys to getting a job is having a resume. Does the centers help with resume design and creation?
Our workforce program is called El Barrio. So we are the El Barrio workforce program for the centers, and we help people with resumes, we help people with mock interviews, we connect them with employers, and all of our core services are both in English and in Spanish. So we provide career training in multiple areas. Just to name a few, we have pharmacy trainee, we have a child development associate track in which we actually work with our own early learning so that they can train and get hired by the centers, and we partner very closely with CVS for our pharmacy. We also do peer support training, and again, when we provide services in both English and in Spanish, so somebody can come to us, they can get services in Spanish while we help them to really practice on their English and connect them with employers. But not just with the people that are coming to us, we're really passionate about working with the employers that we serve as well. So our employers actually come to us, they inform our curriculum, they actually participate in our programs, and they hire from our classrooms.
That's great, that's great. Melissa, is there a cost for anyone to use these services?
There is not. There is not for any of the center services.
Melissa, let's talk a bit about our young adults. They're trying to get in the job market right now. You have any kind of specialized programs for them?
We absolutely do. And actually right now the centers is partnering in Cuyahoga County with other organizations led by YOU, which is Youth Opportunities Unlimited. And a part of this collaborative is the centers, YOU, Tri-C, Ohio Guidestone, and Towards Employment. And together we have come together in a program that we call Launch. And what it is, it's targeting young adults who want to get into the workforce. And the really unique thing about this particular program is that unlike before, if you come to the centers, you're with the centers. But if you're a young adult and you come into one of our programs, you actually have access to any of the services that we all provide. And some of us have some pretty unique niches. And so that, like for us, it's the Spanish language. So if somebody shows up at the door of Towards Employment and they need services, they easily can come into our program. And in addition to that, in any of the programs, the young adults are actually earning stipends while they're going through the programs. Each one's a little bit different, but they all get to earn stipends while they're completing parts of the program, and ultimately we want to get them into either a job or higher education.
What's one thing about the centers that you offer for any aspect that people might not even know about?
I would say that there's so much that we offer that people probably don't know about, but the Circle Health is a part of the centers, and so that's primary care dental health. We have SUD, substance abuse help, counseling. It's pretty amazing the number of things that you'll find when you come to the centers.
That's fantastic. If people want more information about what you do here, be it for the wellness, the health, or the workforce, where can they go?
They can go to thecentersohio.org.
All right, Melissa, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Next on TV20 News, how Cleveland Metro Park Zoo was helping save a species on the brink of extinction. It's called the Puerto Rican Crested Toad Breeding Program, and we'll take you behind the scenes of the critical effort as part of a nationwide mission.
Do you love to sing, dance, or act? If so, there is a place for you this fall at Theater of Life, now offering programs for youth and adults. Participants will learn new skills from industry professionals while building confidence, making new friends, and developing their creative talents. With performance opportunities throughout the year, everyone has the chance to take center stage. For more information, visit us at clevelandohio.gov or call Cadell Fine Arts at 216-664-4103.
Welcome back to TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe here at City Dogs, where unfortunately they're completely full and they need your help in adopting new pups. But first, here's a recap on what took place at Cleveland City Council this past week. Council approved legislation that creates new rules for operating underspeed vehicles, such as golf carts, on city streets in Cleveland. The legislation permits their use on streets with a speed limit of 35 miles per hour or less, but only for legitimate business purposes, not including rentals by individuals or use as personal vehicles. The ordinance also establishes requirements for these vehicles, including title and registration, an annual $150 inspection, and specific safety equipment such as headlights, brake lights, and seatbelts. This legislation originated at the request of two small business owners seeking to use underspeed vehicles to provide short-distance rideshare and touring opportunities in downtown Cleveland and surrounding neighborhoods. Finally, legislation was introduced to allow the city to enter into one or more contracts with the West Creek Conservancy for the design and implementation of wetland mitigation projects for the Department of Forest Control. The cost shall not exceed $2.7 million. That's your Cleveland City Council wrap for this week. Stay tuned to TV20 for more updates on how council decisions shape our city. When you think of Cleveland Metro Park Zoo, you might picture elephants and giraffes, but some of the most important work involves a creature you can hold in your hand. The Puerto Rican crested toad is fighting for survival, and our zoo is on the front lines. Rosalind Muniz got access to their breeding program, where every tadpole represents hope for a species on the edge of extinction.
I'm Rosalind Muniz with TV20, and I am so excited because for Hispanic Heritage Month, we are at the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo to talk about how the zoo is helping to save a very important species. We are talking about the Puerto Rican crested toad. Joining me now, Christy Becca with the Cleveland Zoo. So tell me more about this effort.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. First of all, thank you for having me. So the Puerto Rican crested toad program is a conservation collaboration between many zoos, 15 to 20, and we are part of that. And what we do is we captive breed the crested toads here at the zoo, and then we release the tadpoles to the wild in Puerto Rico.
And this is a very important species for the Puerto Rican community. So this animal is similar to the American eagle. The coqui is very important in Puerto Rico. I actually have a necklace with the coqui right here. How does it feel to know that Cleveland is playing such a big part in saving these types of animals?
Well, we're very proud to be involved in this project. We've been doing it for about 15 years now, and we've released nearly 28,000 tadpoles to the wild, so we've made a big contribution. It's just, I'm very proud to be part of that, and the fact that we're continuing this amazing work, it just makes us all very happy.
Now, we are happy for these toads because they are very unique because they are on the brink of extinction, right?
Correct. They are critically endangered, but they're also unique because they are the only native toad found in Puerto Rico. And also they were the very first amphibian to have a species survival plan, or SSP for short. And their characteristics also make them unique. They have an upturned snout and a little head crest. That's where they get their name. And then they also have beautiful marbled golden eyes. So they are endangered due to habitat loss. Some of their ponds have been turned into parking lots, taken over by resorts, agriculture, things like that. Also, the introduction of the marine toad has played a big role because the marine toads are aggressive eaters. They'll eat tadpoles, little toads, and then they also compete for resources.
So describe the process. Take me to how you get these toads, how you breed them, how you get them back to the island.
Okay, so being part of a species survival plan, it's a big network of other zoos that we have a coordinator who basically wants to maintain the genetic diversity of the zoo's populations that we have. So every year they come out with recommendations of which animals we should breed with which ones, and sometimes we send to zoos, and sometimes we get them. So we have this big collection of toads. We are told which ones we should breed for genetic diversity. So that's where we get our pairing ideas. And we usually do 2 to 3 pairs per year. And we start in April, May, because that is when the rainy season starts in Puerto Rico, and we kind of want to mimic everything. So in April, May, we start our process, and what we do is we have to fast the toads because amphibians and reptiles, if the temperature is too cold, they can't digest their food. So we have to make sure we stop feeding them for a week before we start cooling them down. We cool them down to 66 degrees for a month, and then we gradually warm them back up. And then we put them in their breeding tanks with a rain bar, and we rain on them constantly. It's the rainy season. And we play the toad calls, so they're all excited and they want to breed. And typically that does the trick. Sometimes if they don't breed naturally, we involve science and we give them hormones. But we don't have to do that too often. Sometimes they just do it on their own. Sometimes the environmental triggers are enough, but it all depends on the age of the animal, things like that. There's a lot of variables on how reproductive they're going to be. Within a week of having them in their breeding chambers, we'll see the male will amplex the female. That means he gets on her and holds her tight, and that gets her to lay her eggs, and then he fertilizes them. She'll lay her eggs on plants in big, long strings, and they could have anywhere from 10 eggs to 3,000. It just depends on how fertile they are and the size of the female. Within about 48 hours, those eggs will actually start to develop. You'll see some development, and within another couple of days, another 48 hours, you will have tadpoles.
That sounds amazing. I love what you said about the toad call, because as a Puerto Rican myself, a lot of people say that's the voice of Puerto Rico, right? To hear that sound so beautiful. So when can people actually see this beautiful animal?
So the building that they're currently in is under renovation. It will be reopening in summer of 2026, and they will have a conservation room dedicated to the crested toad and a few other species that we are involved in, but they will have a huge viewing window. So in the past, you were not able to see the crested toads, but not only will you be able to see them, you will be able to see every aspect of their husbandry. You will see us working with them, feeding them, cleaning. You'll be able to see in the spring when we're breeding them, and you'll be able to see the tadpoles, and maybe even get to see how we box them up and ship them to Puerto Rico.
So where can people get more information on everything the zoo does to save the lives of these animals?
So clevelandzooSociety.org is a good resource, and Instagram or Facebook page. And then again, just come visit next summer when we're open and actually get to see these lovely amphibians on display.
Well, muchas gracias por estar conmigo. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
The City of Cleveland's Department of Aging planned Senior Day this Hispanic Heritage Month. The celebration took place at Centro Villa 25, marking a milestone for the city's Hispanic Heritage festivities. Rosalind Muniz joined in on the celebration.
This is the first time that the Department of Aging is taking the whole lead, creating the Hispanic Senior Day. For me, it's one of the most important events celebrating the Hispanic Heritage Month. So we did everything as possible with all our heart.
Dozens of seniors lined up with passports in hand, not to travel abroad, but to journey through Latin America without even leaving Cleveland.
Each person is going to have a passport, and they're going to be able to visit Cuba, Dominican Republic, so they're going to try their food for each vendor. We just become with this idea because we want to promote Centro Villa and the small businesses, and we want the seniors and the community to learn why, first of all, why they create this area for the seniors, for the community, is for everybody. Like, this is family.
It wasn't just the event that held meaning, the location was special too.
Centro Villa has been in the making for many years. It took the right leadership, the right time for us to be able to roll it out. The city came in, helped with the funding, $2.5 million, to help take this project to the finish line. Now we have a place to socialize. Now we have a place that belongs to us with our food.
Centro Villa 25 is in the Clark Fulton neighborhood. Not only is it a market and food hall with multiple different Hispanic vendors, it's also a community hub that offers resources to Cleveland's Hispanic population.
It's a place where we feel like where we belong, and we're just very excited.
Mayor Justin Bibb attended the Senior Day event too.
I just wanted to come by and just say hello and just welcome all of you to this amazing location in our great city and say Happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
The day was full of music, food, and celebration for Cleveland's Hispanic seniors.
We wouldn't be here without our elders, right? They taught us that culture. They paved the way for us, right? They're the ones who take care of the grandkids, right? And raised us with this, with this respect and this value that Latinos represent all across our country. So today we celebrate them and what they have accomplished in our city of Cleveland.
Did you know Cleveland offers landlord clinics through the Cleveland Housing Court? The goal is to inform landlords about tenant rights, eviction property damages, 3-day notices, and more.
Landlord-tenant rights, evictions, property damages, 3-day notices, and how to enter into the rental property with a 24-hour notice. A lot of people believe that landlords are absentee, and that's not necessarily the case. It's really about plugging in a lapse in communication and not knowing what to do when you get these, how to make sure you're properly registered with the Secretary of State with a statutory agent, how to make sure you have rental registration so you can get those violation notices, and what to do and how to respond. And it also teaches landlords how to be landlords, right? How to communicate with their tenants, how it's better to have a written lease over oral lease, all those informations and tidbits, but then it also allows for the landlords to speak to each other about their experiences and what they all could do better.
You can learn more at clevelandhousingcourt.org or on social media. You can find Cleveland Housing Court on Instagram and Facebook. Next on TV20, from delivering a baby to surgical practices, local youth get a close-up look at potential future careers in the medical field.
This fall, the Cultural Arts team is bringing free, hands-on arts programming to recreation centers across Cleveland. From after-school arts and cooking club to dance, ceramics, and more, there's something for kids, families, and adults alike. All instruction and materials are provided. Registration is open now. For a full list of programs, check us out at clevelandohio.gov or call 216-664-4183 for more information. Get creative this fall with the Cultural Arts team.
Welcome back to TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe here at City Dogs, where dogs are waiting to be adopted from you right now. From you right now. Come on and adopt the dogs. Right after the news, look up City Dogs. From hands-on demos to one-on-one conversations, university hospitals gave local youth a closer look at what's possible in their future. It's all part of the Thriving Youth series that takes place throughout October. Randy Buffington takes us there.
University hospitals packed the house at Huntington Bank Field this weekend, showing love to the next generation through their Future Shades in Medicine Youth and Young Adult Career Expo.
Can you send that across the bone? Yes, just like that. Good job.
Whether it is touching a heart cadaver or whether it is delivering a baby.
Ooh, that's perfect technique. I love it. Good job.
You know, those are the things that I've seen here in the last 3 years that people are like, whoa, that was really, really cool.
Selena Kunanen is a certified nurse midwife with University Hospitals. For her, this event comes from personal experience.
I didn't find out about certified nurse midwives until I was an adult and had graduated from college. If I don't know that, other kids don't know that either. And so what we wanted to do is really expand what kids and other people thought about healthcare. It's not just being a doctor or nurse. You could be a midwife. You could be a psychologist. You could be a physicist. You could be a lawyer and work for healthcare. You could be a police officer and work for healthcare. Healthcare is for you.
The expo also opened doors for young adults, helping them find real jobs that can turn into lifelong careers. For Selena, it's about more than just the opportunity. It's about representation.
We have nursing shortages already, and so we know that we need to get more people interested in healthcare careers. And so when they see people that look like them here engaging them in a fun and active way, we hope that is really inspiring to them to say, hey, we're here to support you along your journey. So we want people to think of university hospitals not the only place to come for your care for your kids, but also a place to come to if your kids are interested in being in healthcare one day.
For Cleveland's youth, Future Shades in Medicine isn't just a glimpse into healthcare. It's a spark, a connection, and a chance to see themselves. For TV20, I'm Randy Buffington.
Hey, my thanks to Izzy Essler of City Dogs for having us here today. And if you want to adopt a dog, just look up City Dogs on Facebook. All right, everyone, I'm Dan Monroe. Thanks for watching TV20 News. We'll see you next time.